She sells seashells by the seashore.
A woodchuck, although he could chuck, a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
All right. Coming in 5.
Welcome to Oddball. I'm Amin Elhassan. I have a contact lens that's shifting around in my eye, so I'm going to try not to rub my eyes too much during the show, but no promises. That over there is Charlotte Wilder in New York City. LeBron's about to dunk on her. We'll get to that, I guess, in a little bit. But Charlotte, big show. There was a lot of games last night, a lot of different topics to discuss. Oh, we could talk about, I don't know, Knicks, Cavs. The Nuggets lost their first game. Well, let's deep dive Nuggets, Timberwolves. How about that? Let's start there.
No, I mean, I think we need to talk about the Boston Celtics.
I was hoping
Truly,
you didn't notice.
they scored 155 points against the Pacers, second most in team history. 8 different guys scored in the double digits. And I bet you can guess 5 of those guys pretty easily, and then you're going to have to figure out who the other 3 guys were because...
So the 5, I'm going to guess is the starting lineup, right? Drew Holiday, Brown, Tatum, Porzingis, and who's the 5th starter? Oh, Derek White. There you go. Am I right there?
Yes.
Okay, so I got 3 more names, right?
Yeah, every player scored, but not in the double digits.
Yep.
You got Lamar Stevens, O'Shea Brissett, Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard, Al Horford, Delano Banton, Luke Cornett, Shvi.
Okay.
So of those guys, 3 of them scored in the double digits. Tell me which 3.
Okay, first of all, I would like to eliminate the guy who absolutely did not score in double digits. That's Luke Cornett. Absolutely not.
Okay.
He is the only fame he has is contesting 3-pointers from the paint.
Okay, so it wasn't him.
Yes. No, he was too busy doing this every time someone shot a 3, even though he was in the paint. Okay, so I'm going to go Sam Hauser.
Sam Hauser.
All right, okay. I'm going to go Peyton Pritchard because he's a chucker.
A chucker. Yeah, he chucks it up.
Yep, he's a chucker, so that's 2.
You're correct.
And now
you
the
have one
third
more.
one is where it gets iffy, right? Because there's the sage Al Horford, who's still a knockdown 3-point shooter, but he's also 8,000 years old.
Oh, well,
There's Delano Banton, who Zach Harper of The Athletic wouldn't shut up about, saying that was his favorite player on the Raptors last year.
Okay.
There's my guy O'Shea Brissett, who's got just one of those great NBA names. Shvi and Lamar out of here. I'm saying no to them. I'm coming down to O'Shea, Banton, or Horford. I'm going in Banton. How about that?
God damn it.
Did I get it right?
You're right.
I do this for a living, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. All right.
Celtics.
Well, congrats to Amin and the Celtics. You mentioned Knicks Cavs before, Amin, and we could talk about that game where the Knicks won the last of the back-to-backs. But wait, was it a back-to-back? Is that what you call that?
It was a back-to-back, but the Cavs won. Donovan Mitchell was instrumental in a huge victory for the Cavs, who the night before had just been outclassed by the Knicks. So it's one of those. It's really hard to beat the same team twice.
Did I say the Knicks won?
Yeah, you did.
That's a Freudian slip of being in New York. My bad.
Freudian slip? It feels like a bizarro world Freudian slip where like, oh yeah, I'm just so used to the Knicks winning.
Yeah, no, it's like, oh, they've never done that before, and I said it. But I mean, the thing that I could not stop thinking about is how there was a glitter delay because there was all this glitter on the court at Madison Square Garden. And everyone's like, where is this glitter coming from? Some people said it might be the Knicks City Dancers, and I will go to my grave defending them. If it was the Knicks City Dancers who got glitter all over the court, then they just made it a better, happier place. Some celebrities were even picking up the glitter, like David Harbour and Chris Rock were out there being like, oh, here's a piece of glitter.
Chris Rock.
Which leads me to what are the 3 funniest things you could spill on a basketball court besides glitter?
3? You have a list of 3 things?
I sure do.
I guess I'll go first because my list is a lot shorter.
Okay.
Banana peel. Look, I'm old school slapstick comedy. Did a banana peel on the floor, whoa, and a guy falls back and comically does his arms like this. Which, by the way, the NBA deems as excessive, right? Because this is in the flopping policy. You do the propellers. You're getting a floppy
Okay,
tee.
banana peel, I'm mad about because that actually is a very good one.
Yeah.
My list is, are you ready? Legos?
Lego. Oh, ouch.
Yeah, I know, right? Really like the worst possible, especially on a basketball court
That's not
because it's
funny.
slippery
That's
too.
dangerous. I'm actually I'm concerned now.
Okay. The next one is flour because why would you have flour at a basketball game?
Now, is that flower with a W or flower with a U?
With a U.
Yeah, I like how you have to think about it. Like, oh, it's like word count
The
all over
baking
again.
one. The baking one. And then my last one is if you were like traveling for business and had a bunch of receipts in your pocket because you were doing your expenses and the receipts like fell out of your pocket and blew all over the court, I think that would be very, very funny.
Is this a George Costanza situation because the wallet is too big and it won't fold?
Yeah, he's from New York. It could happen.
There you go. All right. Last thing on the docket that we had last night was the Wizards and the Hawks. The Hawks won by a lot. It doesn't matter. Score doesn't matter. You probably already know about this. The play where Jordan Poole off a steal throws it off the glass, and Kyle Kuzma comes up and dunks, and they're running back court, and the score flashes. They're down 20. I was at Heat Nets yesterday, and I showed everybody that clip. And I guess my point is really quick. I have to endure an entire summer of all these Golden State Warriors people telling us, no, actually, Jordan Poole's really good. Hey, he's really good. It was just him, like, pushing up against a championship core and trying to stake his claim, and he's actually really good. Well, you'll see when he gets to Washington, he's really good. And he's exactly 1,000% the person that I thought he was. I
Even
was
with
no
this few games into the season.
I don't need more of a sample size. He's exactly who I thought he was. You know what? Have fun being the worst team in the league, Washington. How do you do this? By the way, this is the second time Washington has been the clown show franchise in this millennium, right? Because they had the one with Gilbert Arenas and Andre Blatch and JaVale McGee and Nick Young, like a very group of unserious people. And somehow they revived unseriousness back in Washington.
Yeah, I mean, the Wizards are, of the 4 teams with Z in their names, I forget the Wizards every time.
The Zardos. Is it too soon to call the Washington Wizards the worst team in the league?
Is it, though?
Let's play a game of Too Soon next.
Welcome to Sample Size Theater, a branch of Oddball that we're so thrilled to invite you to. Amin, are you ready?
I thought we said it was going to be called Too Soon.
Oh, but this name is descriptive. This name tells you what we're doing. Are you ready?
I guess. All right, let's go.
This year is Zion's breakout year. He is averaging 21.5 points per game, 6.8 rebounds. He's playing 30 minutes on average. Head coach Willie Green said that Zion and Brandon Ingram are the, quote, best freaking duo in the league.
Wow. Is he having a breakout year? I'm going to say it's not too soon, but it's actually too late, Charlotte. You're too late. He already had a breakout season. The guy averages 25 points a game for his career. The question has never been, can he play? The question is, can he play? Like, literally, can he come out and play today, or is he still on the sick bed? And so I'm going to say not too soon. This is Zion. This is always who Zion has been. Also, I really had to fight the urge to say, no, but it might be his break fast.
Yep, nope, not doing that. We stopped that. We stopped those jokes. Okay, too late. Moving on. Is it too soon, to say that the Celtics will have the best record in the league? They are currently undefeated at 4-0, leading the NBA with a 20.4 net rating and leading the league in offensive rating with 126.1.
Too soon because I believe they started last year like this. They were on fire, and they couldn't miss threes, and everyone was like, oh, my God, the Celtics. And Joe Mazzulla, he's unlocked this offense somehow.
Didn't they have the best record in the league last year for the regular season?
They did not. A little team named the Denver Nuggets, who are chronically underappreciated and undercovered in the media. There you go. I did it for you, Denver. That's for you, Denver. Yeah, they had the best record in the league.
Okay. All right. Well, point taken.
Celtics had the one. No, they actually didn't even have the 1 seed. The Milwaukee Bucks had the 1 seed. So, yes, it is too soon to start crowning their asses.
All right. Just thought I might sneak that one in there. Okay. Is it too soon? This is one of my favorites to say that Giannis and Dame won't work. They are 2-2. They lost to the Raptors on Wednesday night by a lot. Dame scored 15 points. Giannis scored 16 points. And Dame says he doesn't want to change. He said, typically for me, I take charge. I try to make things happen and do more. But I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to accept the process of this happening, which is a quote that I don't understand. Is it too soon? I mean,
It's too soon, but I don't like that quote.
that's a bad quote.
Because that quote sounds like he's saying, look, usually I would save our asses from this kind of bullshit, but hey, they want me to do this. So I'm going to just let them do what they do.
But you
even
didn't
though
let
it
me
doesn't
go to
seem like it's
Miami,
working.
so here I am in stupid Wisconsin.
I'm going to say this. It's too soon to say that duo won't work, but it's not too soon to say, hey, Miami, just keep that phone handy. Keep that phone handy because maybe Dame learned a lesson from young Mr. Harden.
I also want to qualify that there. I was saying stupid stupid Wisconsin speaking as Dame as a joke. I don't think Wisconsin's stupid. Please let me into all of your arenas. Amin, okay, next one. Is it too soon to say that the Mavs are actually good? They are 4-0 also. On Monday, with 35 points against the Grizzlies, Doncic overtook Shaq for the 9th most points in NBA history by a player 24 years old or younger.
I was about to say, ain't no way. Wait, how?
I thought you'd hate that stat. Is
Yes.
it too soon to say that they are actually good?
Way too soon. Here's why. They beat the Spurs, who we've established I don't think are going to be a good team. They beat the Grizzlies, who are the worst team in the league. They beat the Nets, who Luka had to have this monster, incredible game, including a shot that Charlotte called. Would you call it, Charlotte?
He did, and even Luka.
Yeah. So if you look at their resume of who they've beaten and how they've beaten them, it's not that impressive. I'm saying way too soon on calling the Mavericks good.
Okay. Should the Rockets, Hornets, and Wizards start tanking? Is it too soon to say that? They are all currently 1-3.
Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, too late. They're all 1-3. They won one game. You're already moving in the wrong direction. All three of you garbage. Start losing immediately.
All right. I mean, last one. The Grizzlies, are they going to be 0-25 when Ja returns?
Is it too soon to think that they won't win a game? I mean, they haven't won a game, so I guess it's not too soon. But no, they're not going to go 0-25.
So it is too soon. Okay, so when will it not be too soon? When can we start talking about this as a legitimate possibility? What number of games do they have to lose without winning one?
I'm going to say 15 games in. If they start 0-15, then you really have to start getting concerned for the Grizzlies.
All right. We will revisit this when the Grizzlies are 0-15. Thank you for watching Small Sample Size Theater. It has been a pleasure
What is that
doing
music?
basketball with you.
Y'all hear that? In my palm of my hand right here is a mobile device, also known as an iPhone. On this iPhone, I have a picture of every single City Edition jersey that will be worn tomorrow for the inaugural NBA in-season tournament. Charlotte, as you peruse these jerseys, which are very intense.
Very intense.
What stands out to you? What do you like? What don't you like? Let's start with what do you like? Which ones do you like?
Okay, what do I like? You can see behind me on this beautiful LED screen. They are intense. I mean, first of all, I want to say overall, these look like something. These are the 2010s going out shirt of NBA jerseys. You know when guys had the period of time where they all had like the black button down or like stripes or like too tight of a t-shirt, like kind of Ed Hardy, but not. I'm really
zipper.
getting that from these. And the ones that aren't terribly offensive to me, I think New York, I don't hate. I like Charlotte.
This
San
one that
Antonio.
I need 3D glasses to look at?
What?
Zoom in on that Knicks one. It looks like you ever gone to a 3D movie and not worn your glasses? And
oh my God, I
everything
didn't
looks
see
like
that. I don't have my glasses on.
There you go.
I thought it was just plain New York white, but oh my God, look at that.
You thought that your vision was failing you, and you're like, oh no, that's not the jersey. That's just my eyesight.
Yes, that's what I thought. I don't hate Charlotte though, and San Antonio looks fairly simple.
San Antonio looks super basic. I'll tell you the ones I like. I like the Kings one. It's kind of like a nod to their past, their throwback, but modernized. I will give kudos to The Memphis one, I like that font on the MEM for some reason, and I like the gold
You
number.
like the Memphis one? Okay.
I do.
I don't hate Houston, I don't think.
Again, it looks so generic. It looks like those bootleg jerseys that they sell like at flea markets. Like, is this an NBA jersey? Not really.
Guess I like the bootleg merch in general, so maybe that's why I'm gravitating towards
Milwaukee. I kind of like Milwaukee. It's another one of like the cream look there in the middle.
Really?
Yeah, I'll mess with Minnesota too. I like kind of the fade.
You like Minnesota? Minnesota looks like it's a Delta Airlines ad to me.
Yeah, no, I think that's about it for the ones I like. Let's go with the ones I don't like. All right, number 1, Washington Wizards. When did you become like the Florida Gators alternate jersey?
It's horrible. It's horrible. Wait, also the Nets looks like Toon Squad. It looks like they literally took the jerseys from Space Jam and turned it into something like an NBA player would actually wear.
Space Jam 3. This time it's personal. Indianapolis.
This time it's just the Nets.
Like Indiana Pacers, whatever the hell that is, that's a no. Lakers is awful. What is that?
Where's Lakers? I'm trying to. Oh wow! Too many letters. Too many letters and doing weird things.
Why is it fonted like that? You know why this is? I'm gonna tell you something. You know why this is happening? Why we got so many bad jerseys? Because here's the deal. When Nike first took over, everyone was excited. Nike's known for design and creativity and cool, right? And those first year of alternate jerseys, they were cool. For the most part, everybody had really cool alternate jerseys. But instead of just going home white, road color, alternate jersey, throwback, they gave us like 3 different alternate jerseys. The city edition, the statement edition, the da-da-da edition. And what ends up happening is they ran through every creative design in the last 3 or 4 years. So now it's like, I got to come up with something new. How about we put the letters like this, like in a triangle? I remember that? Didn't they run the triangle in LA? Yeah. Do that. Okay, Detroit. I don't know. How about we say
Denver. What if we just put the number of feet in a mile on the shirt, and that won't confuse anybody?
Wait, what about their jersey numbers? We'll put them up here. So these will be the numbers that actually matter. These will be the numbers that's just part of the design, right? Hey, what about Houston? What's a cool nickname for Houston? H-Town. I think I've heard H-Town before. Hey, and you know what else you could do? ATL Shouty. Oh, we're cool. ATL Shouty and H-Town. That's where Drake hangs out. That's where we hang out. That's what we're going to put on these jerseys. It is so bereft of creativity that it's not anybody's fault other than the rush to push as much content on us earlier. Now they've run out of stuff. They've run out of creative ideas.
I think we just got to go all throwback. We got to bring back like 80s. They got to bring back long shorts too. The jerseys get a lot of attention. Shorts don't get enough attention. That's my take, Amin.
One last thing I'm going to say. The Heat ones, if it just said culture, I would have been on board with that. But the addition of the Heat on top of it takes me out of it. It's like explaining the joke. Either you get it or you don't get it. That's the way you do it. That's fashion.
The one other trade situation, speculated trade that is not happening at all right now. Joel Embiid to the Knicks. Now that Harden is gone, and Joel is the only one, I believe, with a guaranteed contract for next season. So the Sixers can sort of build around him and do whatever they want. Or he could come to New York City and play for James Dolan's Knicks.
So there's a couple of things going on here. I had this conversation with Zach Harper on NBA Radio yesterday, where what Daryl Morey got for James Harden makes sense if you're trying to make another deal. So he's got a first-round pick unprotected from the Clippers. He's got another first-round pick from the Thunder. He's got 2 second-round picks from the Clippers. He's got a pick swap from the Clippers. And then he's got 3 guys, Batum, Morris, and Covington, who are all on expiring deals and make a significant amount of money. Add on to that, they also have Tobias Harris, who's on an expiring contract. That's a pretty big package. The problem is when you look through the landscape of the NBA and say, okay, who's the next superstar to get traded? You go through, and it's like the name that jumps out as the next superstar to be traded. Good news is there is one out there. The bad news is he already plays for the Sixers. It's Joel Embiid. So it's like that would be a nice haul to go out and get Joel Embiid, but you already have him. So who are you going to get to pair him with? That's one part of it. The other part of it is if we're talking about Embiid to the Knicks, it's not because the Knicks called Daryl and Daryl said, you know what? That is a pretty good deal. it's because Joel Embiid went into Daryl's office and said, enough, get me out of here. And at that
Gotta
point,
go to New York.
Yeah, at that point, and if he says, I want to go to New York, at that point, the die has been cast and we're in motion here. And the Knicks can offer Julius Randle, who I'm not a fan of his game personally, but he's an all-star, multiple-time all-star, multiple-time all-NBA player. You've got Mitchell Robinson, who is a serviceable center. You've got R.J. Barrett, who, again, one of those things where it's in the eyes of the beer holder. And then perhaps you throw in an Evan Fournier or something like that. And then they have a bunch of picks. They've got a bunch of picks from deals that they've done over the last few years. So it's not like the Knicks can't put together a competitive package. And it's not like Joel Embiid seems like he's having the time of his life.
Well, next on your episode of NBA Soap Opera.
Yeah, the NBA Soap Opera. That's a great name. You want to workshop that one?
Hey, body to body. Hey, yo. And I'm mic'd up. Gotcha.
That was Brandon Miller of the Hornets. He was wearing a mic. We got to hear, as he let us know, that he's mic'd up. And so we got to hear his thoughts on the court. Charlotte, is that a fireplace?
Yeah, we should have had this for the small sample size theater, but we didn't. So we have it now for the end of the show. I mean, you're welcome.
I love how you guys act like they actually have to build a fireplace. It's just a picture.
Well, sometimes you think of things when you should. Sometimes you think of things after you should.
Why are you wearing an ascot?
Back to Brandon Miller.
There should be a separate stream that is where the players are mic'd up and we hear it all uncensored, and you pay extra basically to subscribe to the stream. Charlotte, how do you feel about that? A separate channel of unfiltered mic'd players and coaches.
It would be intriguing. I think it would make me like certain players a lot less. Also, it will just never happen. The NBA would have to find so many more guys because of what they're saying to each other on the court that everybody's hearing. And that's why these mic'd up segments are never actually that interesting. It's always like, hey, go get him, buddy. Ooh, woof, woof, woof. We got that dog. Like, it's like the dumbest like hype up stuff because the league say to the broadcast partners, like, hey, don't put the really, really bad stuff on the broadcast. And that to me is the interesting stuff. So that, is my take. Although to Brandon Miller, if I were mic'd up, I would also tell everybody around me that I was mic'd up.
Yeah, like someone who's snitching but is like a double agent for the mob. Like, I'm wearing a microphone. Don't say anything incriminating around me. Now, I can give everyone a great impression of what it would sound like if it was unfiltered, but they bleeped out the stuff that can't be said. This is exactly what an NBA game would sound like. Hey, man. Over there. Ball. Like 90% of what's being said is absolutely not only not safe for work, but in this day and age, fully cancelable. Everybody would be canceled. Either that or it'd take them like over an hour after the end of the game to sift through all the content and filter out all the objectionable stuff.
I do want one where it's just like if there are any dad jokes that players are tossing out there, just like pull out the good jokes and then leave us with those. I do not think
honestly that's why you always see those like as compilations at the end of the year of just of Josh Hart asking someone for a handshake and everyone just kind of glossing by. It's like, I guess nobody wants to shake my hand or whatever. So like that's why because it takes them literally a year of gathering these little jokes from the sea of just cuss words and fully cancelable actions and stuff like that. It would be like requesting an episode of Cinephobe without any of the filters or the supercharges. It just ain't going to happen. There ain't enough money in the world to make it worthwhile.
Would we ever have an NBA Hard Knocks?
They tried.
Really?
Basketball is not good at it. You know why? Because unlike football, unlike baseball, where there's just a lot of dead time, where guys are just standing around and talking, there isn't that in basketball. Basketball is, you don't have time. You're always constantly running up and down. There's another possession. There's something happening. Even when you're on the bench, you're so locked into what's happening. As opposed to football, there's all this time where guys are just standing around so you can say dumb things to each other, to your opponent, to your coach, or whatever.
Sort of like this show. We're just so locked in. There's no time to talk about anything else ever.
Yeah, man. There's no time left on the show either.
Okay.
That'll do it for us.
Bye.
Bye.